Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is time for just a word from the Word. Sorry I'm late. Wasn't even technical difficulties. It is all on me this morning. But our passage this morning comes from the book of 1 Kings, chapter 19, verses 5 through 8. And I'm reading from the English Standard Version. And here's what it says. And he, speaking of the prophet Elijah, lay down and slept under a broom tree. And behold, an angel touched him and said to him, Arise and eat. And he looked, and behold, there was at his head a cake baked on hot stones and a jar of water. And he ate and drank and lay down again. The angel of the Lord came again a second time and touched him and said, Arise and eat, for the journey is too great for you. And he arose and ate and drank and went in the strength of that food 40 days and 40 nights to Horeb, the mount of God. Now, context for our passage. Elijah had just confronted the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. God answered with fire, lapping up the water, the sacrifice, and the stones that Elijah had given, and had shown himself to be the one true God. You and I might say he showed up and showed out. God certainly showed up and showed who he really was. It's a great major victory. But as soon as Queen Jezebel gets word that her God was defeated, she got really mad, and she threatened Elijah, because the children of Israel had actually killed the rest of the prophets of Baal, and so she was mad. She was so mad, and so she threatened Elijah that you're gonna be just like some of those prophets of Baal. I'm gonna kill you. And so Elijah did what every good holy prophet would do. He ran. And ran into the wilderness. And I love the fact he sits himself down under a broom tree, which was the only shade he could probably get in the desert. The deserts are hot, but those broom trees grow pretty thick and throw a pretty good shade if you've ever seen them. Elijah, sets himself underneath the broom tree and falls asleep. He is tired. He's weary. He's just weary. He's weary of the battle, weary of the fight, weary of it all. And he falls asleep. I love the fact that when an angel of the Lord comes to him, God does not send a word of rebuke. That's just amazing to me, because you and I would rebuke others. I'm sure I have. You probably have too. When people have gotten tired and weary. Oh, God help us to not beat somebody down when they're tired. God help us, because God doesn't do that. In fact, he sent angel food cake. God sent an angel to the prophet to bring food and water. Bible says the angel prepared a cake. I'm calling it angel food cake. God does not beat Elijah down. He feeds him. He allows him to rest. Y'all. And God doesn't do it just once. Elijah eats and drinks and he goes back to sleep. God sends that angel again. Just get up, eat, drink. The Lord just really wants to strengthen you. And so this morning's just a word from the Word. If you know somebody that's tired, Don't beat them up. Help them to find a place of rest. Give them spiritual nourishment. They need it. And if you are in a spot where you're tired, I pray that you find angel food cake. I pray that God sends you strength. He sees your weariness. And He's not going to beat you up. He actually wants to nourish you and strengthen you and help you. Elijah was able to go for 40 days in the strength of not the one meal, but the second meal as well. Sometimes it takes a little bit of rest and a little bit of nourishment more than once to get back to where you need to be, and that's okay. So I want you to know this morning's just a word from the Word. It's that God's got angel food cake for you. He'll send an angel, whether a real angel that manifests itself to you or in the form of friends. God will send you somebody to strengthen you and to encourage you. And I pray that this morning I can be that to you. That God sees your weariness. God sees your struggle. He wants you to know that it's okay to rest. Because when the rest is over, you're going to have amazing strength. But in the meantime, take the rest, get the spiritual nourishment that you need so you can get back up and run on. This has been just a word from the Word. God bless you. Have a beautiful day. And just as a reminder, I will be teaching at church on Sunday, so you are more than welcome to come and join me. The church address is always in the video description. And if you need to, if you want to, you can always reach out to me on YouTube by leaving a comment or through Facebook sending me a message. But God bless you, and Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow morning.